She was on stage, performing her heart out. And somewhere in that crowd, people already knew her man had been caught again. And instead of falling apart, Meg wiped her tears, turned back to that crowd, and kept going. This week in celebrity news, somebody played themselves. Somebody got their firing papers delivered on live television. A young star left us way too soon, and royalty crossed the Atlantic. Y'all, clock in, because this week's tea is full. I'm Mia Monroe, and you already know how we do this. Every single week, the celebrity world gives us something to talk about. But this week felt different. This week, we got cheating allegations, a public call-out on Instagram, a late-night host in a White House feud, a tragedy that stopped us cold, and British royals walking through Washington, D.C. We are going to get into all of it, starting with the story that broke the internet on Saturday. So boom, let's go. On April 25th, Megan Thee Stallion posted to her Instagram story. And honey, it wasn't a selfie. She wrote, and I'm quoting, "Cheating had me around your whole family playing house. Got cold feet." She went on, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings during your basketball season. And now you don't know if you can be monogamous? Now, the man she was talking about was reportedly NBA star Klay Thompson, who, if you know your basketball history, has been here before. The internet went into full investigation mode. People were pulling receipts, pulling timelines, pulling old interviews. Word is the relationship had been rocky for a while. Sources say Klay's behavior during the NBA season was difficult, and allegedly, the final straw came when she found out he had been unfaithful. But here's the part that made everybody feel something. That same night, Saturday night, Megan had a show. She was performing in Moulin Rouge, the musical on Broadway. And she didn't cancel. She didn't hide. She walked out on that stage, and the crowd screamed for her. "We love you" was echoing through that theater. And according to people who were there, Megan turned around and wiped her tears. Sis kept her commitment, even with a broken heart. Now, I want to be clear, none of this has been confirmed by Klay Thompson's team. No statement, no denial, just silence. And in my experience, silence says a lot. Stephen A. Smith jumped on television and weighed in on Klay's behalf, which, as you can imagine, went exactly as well as you'd expect. The hotties were not having it. We'll see how this one unfolds. But right now, the internet is firmly on Meg's side. Stay with me, because next up, we've got a late-night host who managed to get the First Lady involved in his drama. Every year, the White House Correspondents Dinner brings together politicians, celebrities, and journalists for a night of, let's call it, polite roasting. This year, it was not so polite. Jimmy Kimmel hosted, and allegedly, he made a remark about Melania Trump. The phrase being reported, expectant widow. Now, those two words started a fire. Melania Trump responded publicly, and when the First Lady goes on record, you know it went somewhere she didn't appreciate. She reportedly fired back saying, "Enough is enough." Fox News picked it up. Conservative media ran with it. Then ABC started getting pressure over whether Kimmel should face consequences. And Kimmel, who is not known for going quietly, came back with a full response video. That video, over 2 million views in hours, 217,000 views per hour. Now, whether you think the joke crossed a line or not, this much is clear. Jimmy Kimmel is not backing down. The White House is not letting it go. And ABC is caught right in the middle. Late-night television and presidential politics have been colliding for years. But this week, it felt personal in a different kind of way. We'll keep watching that one. But before we get to our last two stories, I need to take a moment. Because not everything this week was drama. Some news doesn't have a gossip angle. It just hurts. On April 25th, Dylan Carter, who many of you know from The Voice, passed away. He was 24 years old. The cause of death was blunt force trauma from a car accident. 24 years old. Dylan had so much ahead of him. His voice, his talent, his energy. People who watched him perform knew he was special. To his family, his friends, and everyone who supported him on that stage, he mattered, and he will not be forgotten. Now, let's end this week on something a little different. King Charles III and Queen Camilla arrived in Washington, D.C. on April 27th. The visit is tied to the 250th anniversary of American independence. A historic milestone, a diplomatic moment, and yes, people are watching. When British royals step onto American soil, the world pays attention, especially with everything the royal family has been navigating. The health updates, the internal tensions, the public scrutiny. Charles showing up in Washington, looking steady, looking present. Some people are reading into that more than others. We'll see what comes out of those meetings. But for now, the crown has landed. So let's bring it back. This week gave us a woman who chose her stage over her heartbreak. A comedian who poked the most powerful family in the world and didn't flinch. A young talent taken far too soon. And a king reminding the world he's still standing. Every week, people show you who they are, and we pay attention. That's what Nia Monroe is here for. But hey, that's just the tea. You ain't heard it from me. Before you go, drop a comment below. Which story this week hit different for you? Was it Meg on that Broadway stage? Kimmel versus the White House? Let me know. If you're new here and you want this kind of tea every week, you already know what to do. Subscribe, turn on your notifications. Next week, I'm going deeper on some stories that didn't get enough attention. You'll want to be here for that. I'm Nia Monroe, and I'll see you next time.